What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart, and once again, I have a couple of things that I would like to get off of my chest. WWE aware of the lack of black male talent on pay-per-views. WWE files to trademark. Yes. And Britt Baker says that Mercedes Mone is absolutely one of her role models. We'll get into it today, but first, do me a favor. Make sure you drop a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date of when I post anything. Like when I posted the collab that me and my super friends, JD and Ross, did on Sunday. Came together to form Voltron on y'all, man. You had to see it. We covered the Mr. McMahon docuseries on Netflix, and we're currently at over 28,000 views. You guys have been killing it. Go check it out if you have not already. Let's get into the news. WWE is apparently aware of the lack of black male talent on WWE pay-per-views. Much has been said as of late about WWE's lack of black superstars on major events over a year after a black male wrestler won a pay-per-view match. A black male talent has not won a singles match on WWE main roster pay-per-views since Bobby Lashley defeated Brock Lesnar by DQ at the Elimination Chamber in 2023. The last time a black male wrestler won a match by pinfall or submission on a pay-per-view, it was also Bobby Lashley over Austin Theory at SummerSlam 2022. WWE Bad Blood 2024 will be the promotion's third straight pay-per-view without a black male talent. The show will be hosted by Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Last month, Swerve Strickland responded to reports that WWE believes his AEW contract is above market value by saying they only complain when a black person gets paid. Wow, there's a lot to unpack right there, isn't it, man? There really, really is. I'm sure you guys are wondering, what is my take on this? Well, let's get into it. Triple H is now the one in charge of everything creative in WWE. And if we're going to keep our cards on the table here and be upfront and be honest, Triple H has been a little sus to some of us in the black community ever since that infamous feud with Triple H and Booker T. The feud had some racially charged connotations to it, I'll put it like that, which is not anything new for WWE. It's very par for the course. The odd part about this was usually when things like this happens, there is some kind of comeuppance or payoff to some of the horrible things that a villain like Triple H said in the feud. But in this particular instance, Triple H won. He won after embarrassing Booker T in the build-up. Then he won on the blow-off. It was just not a good look. But I digress. So here's my take on it. Would I love to see more black male talent at the top of the card in WWE? Absolutely. Why would I not? My whole thing is, though, and look, don't crucify me if you don't agree or anything like that. But again, this is just my take on it. My take on it is I want to see more black talent at the top of the card, but I don't want to see someone just put there just because we need someone there. That is literally the definition of a token, all right? I want to see someone who has been killing it, who has put in the work, someone who's been coming through the ranks, and someone that has earned that opportunity to be on top because they're over, because they're great at what they're doing, because the fans want them there. Then I want them to be right there on top. I don't want someone just thrown out there just to fix the stats. All right, that's not how it works for me. I'm going to be able to spot that a mile away. All right, I want to see someone given the opportunity to show what they can do, to get over organically. That is the key word here. I want someone to be able to get over organically, and then, yes, be given the opportunity to be put at the top of the card to then earn the spot of being a black male at the top of the WWE card. I just don't want to see someone giving it just to fix the damn stats. That is literally something that I cannot stand. All right. They employ plenty of black males that can and will get over if you give them the right amount of time to shine. First one comes into my head is Carmelo Hayes. All right. We all know about Kofi, Xavier, everyone else, but Carmelo Hayes is a very young, charismatic, and fantastic at what he does in the ring. All he needs is the opportunity. Give that guy more TV time. Give him more ring time. Give him better stories to sink his teeth into, and let him show you exactly why he deserves to be at the top of the card. That's just my take on it, okay? Don't crucify me if you disagree. I know that racially charged stories amongst anything are usually very divisive, but that is my take on it. I think it's a shame that they have not built someone up organically to be in that spot by now. But at the same time, I don't want to see them just thrust it there because you need to fill a quota. That is not what I want to see. I want to see the most qualified person at the top of the card, no matter what race they are. Whoever is the most over, whoever deserves to be in that spot at the time, that's who gets it. My thing is, make sure we're giving everybody equal opportunities to be at the top of the card. And I think someone like a Carmelo Hayes will give you just that. WWE files a trademark claim for the yes, yes, yes chants. It's pretty interesting given the timing to all this, if you ask me. WWE and Bryan Danielson have both filed trademarks the same to the same phrase this year. According to records found on the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office's website, WWE filed trademark for yes, yes, yes on Monday, September 30th, 2024. Bryan Danielson also filed trademark to the phrase on July 29th, 2024, but later mentioned in an interview that he received a legal letter from WWE in response. Bryan says, well, so it's weird. I applied for it, but then it wasn't necessarily a cease and desist. I got some sort of legal letter from WWE. Daniel says to Luke James. Luke James chats in August. It's really weird because my manager just texted me and said, like, hey, this thing is available. Do you want to get it? And I said, like, how much does it cost? And it wasn't that much. And I was like, okay, sure. Then shortly after that, I get an email from WWE saying, like, oh, this is infringing on this or that or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody. Yeah, I just want to do my thing. End quote. Records show that Danielson filed an express abandonment of the trademark on September 19th with it being officially abandoned on September 20th. The listed purposes WWE's filing are for clothing items, including clothing, namely tops, shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, hoodies, outwear, namely coats, bottoms, pants, shorts, underwear, dresses, pajamas, lingerie, clothing, ties, scarves, gloves, swimwear, so on and so on. Bryan Danielson's filing included the following purposes, though: entertainment in the nature of wrestling contests, production of podcast entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer, television show production, media production services, namely video and film production, entertainment services in the nature of wrestling club, production of music, provision of information relating to television, motion picture film, audio and radio production, television, video, and movie filming services. The timing of WWE with this trademark is impeccable to me. This is clearly to block Bryan Danielson from using it. It's not because they want to use it. I understand WWE is a business. I get that. And if there was something that they were currently doing or even getting ready to do where they wanted to continue to sell their merchandise using this and they're not going to, I would understand it. They're just doing this so that Danielson cannot, which I think is petty. I truly do. I think it's petty because Bryan Danielson has given WWE everything. He's given them absolutely everything he could when he was there. He is a genuinely nice human being. And for him to just want to use some yes chants on his way out of professional wrestling, I don't think it's asking too much. I don't think WWE is going to go bankrupt because Bryan Danielson has the rights to yes, yes, yes. I feel like it's clearly done just out of spite, or in some weird attempt to try to get Bryan to come back to WWE to use yes, yes, yes. Because if they were genuinely that concerned with Bryan being able to use those chants, if he did come back, it wouldn't be a concern because Bryan would have the rights to it. So he would be able to take it where he goes. It's just WWE not wanting to play fair with others. And this is not a tribalism thing. I said the exact same thing about Tony Khan tacking on more time to Rey Fenix's deal and not letting him go to WWE. You're just punishing Phoenix. You're not going to use the guy. You're not going to use him in the months that you're going to tack onto his deal. You're not. So what is the big deal? Let the man go, part ways, shake hands, and maybe we can do business again down the road. Same thing here for Bryan. I think this is extremely petty. They don't need those trademarks. They don't really want them. They just don't want Bryan to have them, which I think is pretty messed up for a company that Bryan worked for many years and made them an extremely large amount of money. We shall see. And one more, we have Britt Baker with some comments about Mercedes Mone, but probably not what you were expecting according to some other reports that were floating around out there. After nearly a year away due to health issues, Britt returned to AEW programming this summer for a feud with Mercedes Mone. They faced off for the first time ever when Britt Baker unsuccessfully challenged Monet for the TBS Championship at Wembley Stadium in August. While speaking with TV Insider ahead of AEW Dynamite's 5th anniversary episode, Baker reflected on how much facing the former Sasha Banks meant to her. She says, and I quote, "Mercedes is absolutely one of my role models. Someone I always dreamed of wrestling in the ring. I can't lie. My experience working with her was awesome. She was so cool to me. She always treated me like her equal. Mercedes is iconic. She has done it all, wrestled everywhere. Her WWE matches I will study until the end of time. Ones I will always show to people getting into wrestling. The Bayley and Sasha Banks NXT TakeOver match, at one point, I think I memorized the match from start to finish. I look at it as I got to share the ring with one of my idols. I hope it's not the last time either. I'm thankful for the experience because a lot of people don't get those opportunities. You get asked what your dream match is all the time, but do you ever get a chance to have it? A lot of people can't say that they have. Monet has said that they had a really good time facing each other. In response to the mixed reactions that they got for that match, Monet admitted that it felt like there was some audience fatigue with the match going on third to last on the pay-per-view. Dynamite's 5th anniversary episode is taking place from Britt Baker's hometown of Pittsburgh tonight. Baker versus Serena Deeb is set for the show. It's the first time Baker has wrestled since All In. TV Insider asked Baker to explain her post-All In absence. She says, and I quote, "I guess in a lot of ways I can't other than to say that I lost. So back off the line. So back of the line I go. I can't think of how many times I've had to say that to other girls in promos when I was champion back of the line. It's a harsh reality when you're in that position." So there was a certain article floating around. I'm not even going to give the site any kind of credit and telling anyone what the site was because they have an extremely, extremely bad reputation for posting false information. I did see this post and I did reach out to a couple of people who may be in the know, and I'm told it was complete BS. So I didn't even bother mentioning or running with said story. But it got big enough so that Britt felt it necessary to bring it up, and I'm glad she did. I mean, it's sometimes misinformation when it goes unaddressed has a tendency to just spread and just become fact amongst the community, even though it is not. I'm not sure what's going on with Britt Baker's push. It does seem a little odd. All right, I will say that between her return, between the drama that came up with the locker room situation with MJF and his girlfriend, the return of Jamie Hayter, how that has been handled by AEW, it does seem a little bit sus. It does sound like there is some kind of situation going on, but unfortunately, we are not aware of what it is, if there is anything. So until then, all we have is speculation. But unfortunately, the story that was going around about Britt and Mercedes not getting along and hating each other and everything else, it was a complete crock. It was untrue. It's been debunked. And that's where that is going to end. Guys, that is it for today's show. Just wanted to get this out there and keep you guys updated. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in to the Mr. McMahon show that me, JD, and Ross did on Sunday. I will link it right here at the end of this video. I appreciate you guys so much. My name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart. I will see you guys next time. Peace.